Welcome to Kapeleris Ultimate Talk TV. Be inspired, informed, and elevate your mind one step at a time. Talking about life, real estate, business, and beyond. Your host, author, speaker, real estate broker, Carmela Zita Kapeleris.
Hi everybody, and thank you for being here. We have a great show for you tonight with lots of amazing guests. One of the hottest things in the city of Toronto right now, and has been for a long time, is real estate. Home ownership is the ultimate dream for a lot of people. And here to tell us more about that is the Toronto Real Estate Board President, Paul Etherington.
Thank you.
Hi Paul, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
What is the market really like right now? Is it a buyer's market or a seller's market?
It's mostly a seller's market right now. It's a great time to be selling. Everybody has to buy to sell. There's lots of multiple offers. It's tough for people because a lot of people are losing in multiple offers. They're putting 3 or 4 offers in before they're finally getting one. Prices are getting higher and higher. A lot of houses are selling for more than asking. But I still believe they're going to be higher in another year from now. So.
Really? Oh, okay. Now, I know you've been on a lot of TV shows, and the #1 question is, do you see the bubble bursting anytime soon?
I don't think there's any bubble at all. The economy's good. The interest rates are low. We have lots of immigration coming in. And I think that in 2 or 3 years, people are going to be sitting around saying, wow, remember when a detached house in Toronto was only $1.1 million? And because that's what it is now, and I don't think there's any bubble. I think the people who write about bubbles are people who are tenants and wish the market would go down so they could afford to buy something.
Yeah.
But
well, we're still quite low compared to other major cities in Canada and around the world.
Well, the rest of the world thinks our real estate is cheap. You go to Europe, London, places like that, and even Vancouver. I mean, our real estate is cheap by international standards. So there's still a lot of good prices out there in the GTA. You might have to drive a little bit outside Toronto proper, but there's a lot of stuff you can buy, and you can't live in a mutual fund, so yeah.
So you don't think prices are overpriced, like houses are overpriced right now?
I don't think that I think they're going to be an awful lot higher in another couple of years, so
really?
No. Yeah.
Okay, so you see it going up and up in the next 1, 3, 5 years?
Yeah, I don't see where...
You don't see it stopping?
Our population is too strong. The population growth that's happening, barring some catastrophic thing like high interest rates or something like that, I don't see it. These people, they come to Toronto, this is the center of Canada for jobs and everything. They want to buy something and they want to live in a house. So
yeah, that's right. How do you, what do you feel about the condo market?
The condo market is excellent. I mean,
because there's a lot of condos going up in Toronto.
There's a lot of condos going up in Toronto, but most of them are already pre-sold. And despite what some people say, they're not sold 75 and 80% to investors. They're sold 20 or 25% to investors, but we need a rental market. There's no rental market. There's almost zero vacancy in the GTA. And these people, lots of these people who are tenants now will rent for a year and then they'll buy. So these people that have bought the condos to rent them out, all they're doing is ensuring that these people can get in, find out what it's like to own a property, and then or to rent a property, then a couple of years from now they'll buy. So they're our next buyers.
Well, let's change over a little bit. You're the Toronto Real Estate Board President, and what exactly is right now going on with the Toronto Real Estate Board? What are the issues that are top of mind that concern the industry and the consumer as a whole?
A few things we're working on now. Our government relations programs. We're working on the double land transfer tax.
Right.
Toronto, David Miller left us that little treat that people who buy in Toronto proper are paying twice the land transfer tax everyone else in the rest of the province is. It's not fair, it's not right. So we'll see what happens with that. Second suites, basement apartments.
What's going on with that?
Well, it depends where you live because, as you drive from one side of the city to the other, every time you change municipalities, the rules all completely change. And part of it's grandfathered from the NDP government. Part of it's more and more municipalities are getting more and more liberal. They're allowing it because there is no houses, so people need to be able to rent it. It's affordable housing because there's no rentals out there, real shortage. So to live in a basement apartment or a second suite is cheaper than to rent a condo, and it helps the people that are in there. buying the house, they can afford it. So more and more municipalities are becoming more and more liberal, allowing it as long as it's safe, meets fire code, meets
They need a
electrical
permit.
code. Yes, yes.
Right.
Have it inspected, make
Or
it
the
legal.
city will come in there and tear it down. You
Right.
have to take out the kitchen.
Do it right.
Yeah, do it right.
Do it right and you
Do
won't
it
have a
right.
problem.
Yeah, that's right. Paul, what do you think makes a good real estate agent?
I think a good real estate agent has the ability to listen to his clients, figure out what they want. I think experience is important. I think that the best real estate agents are full-time. And you know, you have to click with the people. You have to click with the people.
Yep.
There's always going to be someone that you don't mesh with. But when people are looking for a real estate agent, they should find somebody that they feel comfortable with. They can Google them, see who works in the area, see who does how much business.
Yeah, that sounds good. There was something in the news the other day about a person that bought their house, found their house and bought their house, sold it through social media. What do you think about people using, not using the MLS system or a realtor? How do you think about, what do you think that's going to
when you list your house on the MLS system, there's 41,000 real estate agents in the City of Toronto and the Toronto Real Estate Board that might have buyers for you.
Right.
When you try to sell it yourself, you're exposing it to a very few small group of people.
That's right.
And I think that most of those people are practicing false economy. They think they're going to save a little bit of money on commission, but really, are they going to get their highest price?
Are they getting their money's worth?
We see lots of places now that are going $50,000, $60,000 over asking.
Exactly.
You don't generally see that with private for sales. And people who sell their own houses, I always say, well, would you pull your own teeth? You know, like if you want to do something like that, that's your biggest investment, and you think you know what you're doing, you're taking a chance.
Exactly, exactly. More than likely, they're getting less money.
I think usually they lose in the long run.
They do.
Yes.
What do you think about pulling money, pulling equity out of your home to buy rental properties? Is that a good idea or a bad idea?
You know, I think it's a great idea if you can afford it.
Yes.
And I think that's the whole thing, is how much equity do you have in your house? Do you have that extra money if your property sits vacant, or if there's some repairs needed or something like that? But lots of people have made a lot of money on rental housing over the years.
Yeah.
I mean, you buy a property and all you have to really do is keep it rented. The tenants will over the years pay down the mortgage, the property will increase in value. And you know, if you bought
Pull
something
more
15
equity
years,
out, invest it
absolutely,
again.
you can do it over and over and over. And I've never really seen somebody who owns more than one house that doesn't have money and equity, and you know, it's a great retirement. It's better than a pension.
It's a good way to prepare for retirement too.
And like I said, you can't live in a mutual fund. So,
yes.
you know.
So are there any great places in Toronto where you can still buy and get a great deal?
Well, you know, I think that, again, 2 years from now, everybody will say, wow, 2015 was a great year. There were some great deals out there. There are certain areas outside the GTA, like Toronto proper. As you drive outside, you go into Scarborough, Pickering, Ajax, north into Markham, Aurora, Newmarket, where the prices are lower. And depending on your lifestyle, drive till you qualify is another, you know, if you can only find, if you want to.
Suburbs like Brampton.
Exactly, Brampton.
Milton.
Sure, all those places are great. And, you know, but you're not going to be able to walk out your door and 5-minute walk to Yonge Street.
Right. You're not going to be in the City of Toronto in the core, but you still own real estate.
Absolutely.
So that's good. What are some tips that you have for buyers and sellers, specifically first-time buyers?
I think they need to be educated. I think they really need to understand what they're doing, and before you go and buy a house, I think you want to look into the government programs that are available, first-time buyers rebates, RSP, taking money out of your RSP home buyers plan, and make sure you understand. Lots of times first-time buyers don't even know what to do. They see a house, they think they like it, but they don't know how to make an offer. They need to make sure they understand everything in the offer. Before they look, they should have a lawyer lined up. They should be pre-qualified with a mortgage broker or a bank. They should have a home inspector lined up, and they should understand what each one of those people do for them. And that's really the real estate agent's responsibility to explain that all to them.
Exactly. Let's talk about the first-time buyers, the incentives for first-time buyers, the rebate. Can you explain how that works?
Okay, well, the RSP plan allows people to pull out $25,000 of their RSP tax-free. They have to pay it back over 15 years. Different municipalities have different programs for first-time buyers. Some will give refund the land transfer tax, portions of the land transfer tax. There's even home improvement allowances for first-time buyers, but it all depends on which municipality you're in and stuff like that. So, and there's lots for seniors too. There's seniors home improvement plans.
So where can people find out about all this?
Oftentimes the real estate agent, if not the real estate agent, the mortgage brokers and the lawyers will usually know about it. And then if they really are trying to do it on their own at 11 o'clock at night, they can always Google it. Most of this stuff will show up online at the programs that are available.
Can they contact TREB, or can they contact the Toronto Real Estate Board?
How can they reach you, Paul? 443-8100, 416-443-8100 is Toronto Real Estate Board. The Toronto Real Estate Board won't give them a lot of individual advice because the programs are so varied depending on the community they live in and stuff. They'll just kind of direct them to where to find the information. They won't give them the information.
Right, right. So where's the consumer line then?
Well, the consumer line, the Toronto Real Estate Board is there to serve the real estate agents. They provide the MLS system and they provide education and things like that. The consumers really need to call the real estate agents themselves, and then they can get referrals to mortgage brokers and things like that.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah. Thank you so much, Paul.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for being here.
You're very welcome.
Toronto Real Estate Board President. Lots of information there.